Great. Greetings, Goddess Guru. Welcome to the Rich Goddess Spiritpreneur Accelerator Series, where I will be featuring podcasts. Let's start again. Great. Greetings, Goddess Guru. You're on with Abiola Abrams, and welcome to the Rich Goddess Spiritpreneur Accelerator Series, where I will be featuring on the podcast master gurus who are also teachers in my Rich Goddess Spiritpreneur Accelerator program. That is an 8-week spiritual business course for coaches, healers, and creative gurus to help you to start to grow or save or even just begin your mission and your business, and help you to build a tribe and call in all of your abundance, your money, fast. So if you want to stay in the loop for this program, just go to my free Spiritual Business Success Camp, where free lessons are uploaded often, and you'll receive info if you're ready to go to the next level on how to join the Goddess Spiritpreneur Accelerator. In that program, today's guest, Tia Marie Johnson, will be revealing her exact formula for creating sales and info pages that magnetize your soulmate clients to your programs, products, and services. But today on the podcast, we are going to be going deep with Miss Tia on a different topic that stems from her last book. So let me tell you a little bit about this goddess. Tia, my friend, my girl, my people, received her bachelor's degree in business administration from LaSalle University. She is an attuned Reiki practitioner, a gateway dreaming practitioner, a hibiscus moon certified crystal healer, and an angel therapy practitioner, and she's also a podcaster. Tia is an international speaker and a 2-time self-published author. Her first book, To Be Goddess, Every Woman is a Goddess, Discover Your Domain in Which You Reign Supreme. Actually, she had her New York premiere, and we had it together with an event in New York City. And then her second book, How to Get to the Point in Your Life, A Path of Revelations and Revivals. I'm honored to be a part of that book. And let me just tell you also that Tia is a Huffington Post blog contributor, and she's spoken at the Mind Body Spirit Expo, the Women's and Diva Girls conferences, Perry Cruise, and actually she just was the orchestrator of a creativepreneur cruise that I was a speaker on. We went to the Key West and we went to the Bahamas together, and it was amazing. And this goddess has also been blessed to have many of her metaphysical stories included in several books by, the amazing Doreen Virtue, and she's been in newspapers and radio, and she's just all around rocking goddess. Hey, Tia.
Hello, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Great. Thanks for reading my bio. I'm honored to be here. I'm super excited.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the podcast and my Rich Goddess Spiritpreneur Accelerator program. We had an amazing time on the cruise. So let's start off with that. Tell people a little bit about the cruise experience, the Creativepreneur Summit, and all of that stuff, because that was magnificent.
Thanks. Yeah. So I worked with Candy Casey Biswas-Conda, and she's from Chicago. We met via Periscope, of all places. And so we were on a cruise before the one that we were just on, and we loved it so much. Speaking on that previous cruise, that we decided to co-host our own. And so we got a group of amazing speakers together. And, we were just able to take people to Key West, the Bahamas, and learn so much about, that beautiful island, and, just help people with their spirituality and entrepreneurship in many forms. And, meeting people, some were from Philly, some were from Chicago. So it was just a great experience, and I'm looking forward to doing it again.
Yeah, it was such a positive experience. And I just want to just share with our audience that something that Tia and I both had in common with the cruise is that, initially when she invited me, I was nervous because I had a total fear of being on a cruise. Like, I'm like, I'm not crazy about water and just being out there in the ocean. And if something happens, where are we going to go? I can't swim. But this year for me was about, facing, my fears. And if I am teaching other people to stop playing small, to step into their power, step into their greatness, then I have to do so myself. And so I went on a cruise, and it was a really, really positive experience. So thank you for that, Tia.
Thank you. You were wonderful.
Oh, thank you, Goddess. Thank you. Now, let's get into your spiritual work. Because as I said, you're an attuned Reiki practitioner and also a gateway dreaming practitioner. You are certified as a crystal healer and an angel therapy practitioner. And so at what age did you know that you had spiritual gifts that you wanted to go deeper with?
Yeah, I can't pinpoint the exact age because I remember being a kid, I would see things or have dreams that would later come true. So I would say if I were to take a guesstimate, as some people say, estimated guess, I would say probably around 8 or 9 years old is when I first started seeing, what I learned later on in life to be angels and premonition dreams. But it wasn't until my my mid-20s, where I started to dive deeper into spirituality because my grandparents had passed away. My grandmother had passed away from stage 4 cancer, and my papa had died of a broken heart. So I really decided to look inward, and it's interesting because we, and almost by default, we're so focused on the outerly things. How can I do this to get there instead of working inner first and then outer? So yeah, around my mid-20s, I started diving deeper into that, and the rest is history, as they say.
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to get deeper into that. But first, I wanted to point out it's very interesting with our grandparents also. There's a parallel. My grandmother died first. She died when I was in college. And then almost a year to the day, my grandfather died for no reason, except for, as we say, a broken heart. No reason. Like, he just died.
Mm-hmm.
And so the power of, the power of the heart, the power of the spirit is much stronger than we imagine it to be. Now, were people in your family supportive, or did they know that you were seeing things and having these experiences as a child, or was it something you kept to yourself?
Well, my grandmother knew. She had a lot of lotto books, those pamphlets that you pick up from the stand, and numerology books. They were like pamphlets too. And I don't know if anyone on the West Coast sees them, but people on the East Coast, I guess in New York and Philly in particular, we have these newsstands where you can get your magazines, your crackers, small things like that. And that's where they sold these dream books. Yeah, you buy a little lotto ticket from there. So she would go to these stands and buy loads of pamphlets. And so because she was studying the meaning of dreams, dream symbols, and numerology, I was telling her about my dreams. So she knew that first and foremost. And a quick side note, she would cross-reference dream symbols and the numbers associated with them and play them on the lottery. She was actually pretty good at it. So from there, it was really interesting to watch. So, but it wasn't until much, much later in life where I told my mom about it, and a lot of things came out of the spiritual closet, so to speak. So yeah.
Yes. And, a lot of people, that's beautiful that you had, your grandmother and your mom being receptive, because I've spoken to a lot of people who, felt like, okay, well, they were not able to come out of the spiritual closet because their family members were like, oh, don't talk about that, or, you're not seeing anything, or, just kind of dismissive, So I think that that's beautiful that you had that experience, and, then we're able to go on and do all of, the beautiful work that you do both personally and professionally, like having that, like a strong base of support and of love.
Yeah, it wasn't easy because, you look crazy. You sound crazy. When you start telling people like, oh, did you see that license plate? It was 111 on there. I saw 777, or, I saw a feather on the ground. I know what that means. Just simple things like that, or you just start to know things and you can't explain it. You don't have any evidence to prove it, but then a week, year, or even, sometimes it's just months later, the truth comes out and you're just like, yeah, I knew that from Jump Street, and you just look crazy. So it's not easy to come out and say that. So but for those people out there who are just like, my family don't understand, don't worry about it. don't tell them everything.
Right.
Just kind of let it out in increments.
Right. And that's why it's important, to be around your tribe, to be around other people who are like you. Because, like when I was hanging with you, we're in the Bahamas or whatever, and you're like, a feather. Like we both like, no, okay, that's what that means. Like, it's not like, well, why is she saying that? Or what's wrong with her? Or, you know what I mean? It's like, you're like, oh, okay, you got your rose quartz crystal ball. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And so it's beautiful to be in the energy of like-minded people. That's why, events like, going to the Creativepreneur Summit, or, hopefully our event that we're going to be doing together next year, or, like my last retreat in Bali. Like, it's just good to be in the energy of like-minded people. And that's also the power of social media. Like, you don't have to just be in your bubble alone with your friends or family who don't get you, like you can reach out of that and then have people who are in alignment with you that are going to help you to go further, Have you found that to be the case?
Oh, absolutely. One thing I tell people often is that Facebook private groups are the new pen pals. And I used to love having a pen pal when I was a kid. So technology makes it so easy now, like for that person who's in some small city, USA, or, small, town in, wherever in the world, you can use the power of social media for good. Find these private Facebook groups, there are tons of them. And I haven't experienced one private spiritual Facebook group where someone snapshotted a saying, whatever that comment was, and put it in the public. The groups are pretty good with respecting people's space, thoughts, and feelings.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I know that and if anyone's listening, you want to come hang out in my Facebook group, my Facebook Goddess Circle, just go to imanifestmagic.com, imanifestmagic.com, and we'll see you in there. But like you said, it's a sacred place. It's sacred ground. And, even when someone in the group will ask me a question, if it's something that I think can benefit the greater group, then I may make a video or an audio about it, but I don't use their name or identifying, factors, because we're a community. We're a sisterhood, and we're in it together. And that's the kind of thing that can help you to heal and to move forward. And just like any community, we go through stuff. So, I wanted to talk a little bit about grief, because I know that a lot of, your work was inspired by losing your beloved grandparents. And right now, I know that, in my family, for example, like my mom just lost her great aunt, my great aunt. And, there's a woman in one of my groups, an amazing woman, amazing, spiritually gifted, incredible woman who just lost her baby, and so just like any community, we rally around in love and support, and we're not there just during the good times, but during the challenging times as well. So let's talk about healing grief and losing both of your grandparents who you were so close to, who helped raise you basically, along with your mom, in such a short period of time. Please tell us about that, Tia.